the opening.
Welcome back to the Hank Strange Situation.
Yes,
Lifestyles of the Locked and Loaded.
Yes, yo. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. We are live. We are live. Come on, let's see the jazz hands, people. Let's get it up, okay? I hope you got your big girl panties on. This is episode 365 of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast, coming to you live from the Strange Media Studios. I am said Hank Strange, and the topic today is actually it's episode 365, and the topic is Swalwell. I don't know if I'm even saying that right. I think it's Eric Swalwell. He says Second Amendment allows for gun control. What? We're gonna talk about that. I don't know if anyone out there agrees with that nonsense. But our special guest what the heck just happened? Okay, our special guest, there she goes, Avery from Skips Tactical. Ladies
Hello.
first. Ladies first, Walter. I got to do it. What's up, Avery?
Hey, thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for coming back. You know, it means I guess we weren't as bad, Walter.
I missed that. I did not see that show at all. So.
You did it? Oh, okay.
No.
Well.
So we have to make this show even better.
Yeah.
Oh, we will, my dear.
I was
we will.
very gentlemanly. I didn't. Well, I don't know. I was a gentleman, right? I'm just checking.
You were.
Yeah. See, there you go. Always. Always a gentleman. So. And Walter, look, Walter, you decided to come back, man. Welcome back into the fold.
Oh, I was lurking last night. You saw my post.
I saw you. Yeah, you were trolling us. Uh huh.
Yeah, I was trolling. Yeah, I was just enjoying dinner while I was listening.
Yeah.
That's all.
I was like, I think Walter doesn't want to come back.
No.
He likes just hanging out in the background and being the peanut gallery.
I have some stories from the show.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
And the last 10 minutes of it was probably the most harrowing part of it. But yeah.
Of the show last night?
No, of my trip.
Oh, of your trip. What happened?
Well, you want me to let's go. Let's just we'll save it for later. It's pretty good actually. You know?
Okay. All right. We will get back to that. We will get back to that. Avery, what about you? What's up with you since you've been here?
Doing good. Really busy week, but I'm starting to prepare for the NRA annual meeting. So.
Okay. Very nice. You're going this year.
Yes, sir. This is gonna be my first year.
Refresh my memory. That's the end of April.
Next week sometime.
Okay.
Yeah, end of next week.
Okay, it's coming up quick then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think next week I'm just going to be doing Monday and Tuesday, right, Lola? Yeah, so just Monday and Tuesday next week. Walter, you get to have the rest of the week off after that. You're
Thank
welcome.
you, sir. Thank you. Can I go back? Can I go back to see my family?
Yeah. See, Avery, you see how he goes into an old slave lady?
Well, you keep me busy all the time, boss man. So,
yeah, Walter identifies as an old Southern, woman.
That's really stretching it, but yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So this is gonna be your first NRA, huh?
Yes.
Okay. Are you looking forward to it? Are you nervous? What's up?
Oh, I'm not nervous. I'm looking forward to it. I think I'm going to enjoy it better than SHOT because it's going to be more the consumers versus just the manufacturers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It is.
Typically it is. There's lots of people walking around. There's manufacturers there, but I think SHOT Show
it's a different
right?
different feeling, yeah.
Yeah. What do you guys go to SHOT Show for, Walter? What are you guys hoping to accomplish?
Well, show people our stuff, make some contacts, which we did, and maybe sell a few things. Mm-hmm. You see foreigners too. They get to see your stuff. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's mainly to me it's just contacts. We do make sales there or sell things. You're not supposed to do handoff sales.
Yeah, don't
but
don't snitch on yourself now.
We deliver things after the show. Let's put it that way. See, that's the difference between NRA and NRA. You can sell anything you want.
Yeah.
So it's like a big gun show, basically.
How does it? So if at NRA, have you had a stall at NRA show before, Walter?
Yes, we did 2011 in Pittsburgh, and it was we just say we didn't sell anything besides a T-shirt.
Okay.
So that was disappointing in that part. I mean, I guess it depends where the show was at. My preference would be a show more in the southeast or maybe away from the northeast, where there's some attitudes about guns that are not, let's say, correct. I got told a lot there that my stuff was illegal, like the little shotguns, and they're not illegal. I wouldn't put illegal shotguns on my table with ATF walking around.
Right.
But I heard that a lot, and I was like, come on, man, what do you,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So how do you guys think, like, the NRA show would do in Florida?
Oh, it'd do great.
I think it would be good, right, Walter?
I mean, if it was in Orlando or something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has it ever been in Orlando? Has it ever done?
Geez. You know,
I know SHOT Show obviously has been in Orlando before, but I don't know if.
Yeah, they used to go back and forth every year.
Yeah, but it seems like Florida never has a year, because I would love that. I wouldn't have to drive that.
It seems like way back when I went with my dad to an NRA show in Orlando.
What was that, 1925?
Yeah, sure. We got the Model T started up and we took a trip.
That's funny.
No.
Sorry, it's not funny.
No, it is funny. It is funny. That was probably back in the 90s.
In the 90s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and not 1890s either, by the way.
I was going to leave you alone. I wasn't going to say that. So, just quick question. So, if you're selling guns at NRA, how does that work?
Well, obviously, if you're from out of state, I wouldn't be able to sell guns in Indiana. Mm-hmm. But there's not this, the show Gestapo is not walking around looking to throw you out if you get caught selling a T-shirt or something.
Yeah, and you can sell things and just transfer it through.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can transfer it through an FFL. Yes, correct.
Okay. All right. Cool. Shout out to everyone that's out there. If you guys are not subscribed, please do subscribe now. Okay, we appreciate that. Also, smash the thumbs up, so we appreciate that as well. I know there's a bunch of people coming in. Walter's back, and of course Avery's here, so we got a ton of stuff to talk about. So I'm probably just gonna skip the shout outs unless someone out there just really.
Don't start crying now.
Okay. In their heart of hearts.
Oh, please call me out, Mr. Strange. Please call me out.
If it's really.
I'm gonna go in the comments and say, shout me out.
Sure, you can tell us, Avery. If you're nice to Avery and she wants to give you a shout out, there you go. You're gonna get that all day. You'll get it all day.
You get the blessing. It's like.
Yes. Yeah, and also. Big shout out to Reflective Crete that you see in the lower third right there. Reflective Crete, our friend Brian Witt from Kentucky. So Reflective Crete is a concrete company. They make your concrete all fancy, dancy, shiny, schminy.
All polishing it.
Yeah. Yeah, they polish it and make it different colors and all that. Make it look like marble, whatever you want. You want to put a big Hank Strange face up in your concrete? You can do all that stuff. But, they're also gun guys, so... They are sponsoring the show this month, and a big thank you to those folks out there for that. And if anyone needs any concrete, then let me know, and or go just look up Reflective Crete. They're I think it's reflectivecrete.com or something like that. So
what?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get a Hank Strange discount code on concrete. We'll see if we can make that happen. I don't know. Is Brian? I don't see Brian in the chat, by the way. So that might, I don't know if he's like, no, hey, don't give me.
I look awfully, I hate to say this, I look awfully white. I'm gonna turn some light down here.
Should we put Walter in the middle, Avery, that way?
It'd be like an Oreo.
Yeah,
we'll put him as boom. There we go. Yeah,
okay.
You're an Oreo. Yeah, it's official. Yeah. So all right, Avery, what's been going on with you, man? What have you been up to this week? Training, what's going on?
I've been pretty busy at work. I am by myself right now, so the mission never stops, obviously, in the military. Mm-hmm. And I've been teaching quite a few classes here lately. I have a lot of private lessons where they want to pay the additional money to just have me to themselves, and that's fine. So okay. Private lessons of concealed. Coming up this week, I have a private kids class where a family just wants me to come in and teach their kids. And then this weekend, I have just a couple intro to pistol lessons and gun cleaning workshops one-on-one.
Okay, so a couple of things going on in there. So the husband's off serving, I guess do you guys rotate, or do you both wind up serving at the same time?
We're both active duty.
Oh, okay. So that could happen that you both could be out there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Okay. And then there's private lessons.
Yes.
Some thoughts went through my head with that one. But,
So they are private shooting lessons at the range.
And I thought you were a gentleman. Come on now.
And they've been quite popular because I think a lot of people are kind of intimidated to go sit in a class with a lot of other people that they don't know. And I try to have like a welcoming attitude, and it's really worked. They want to pay the additional money. For me, I don't want to say it's not the best because I'd rather have more people in one class versus spreading me out, but it's fine. I like it. The more people that want to get introduced into the gun community, that's fine. I actually have a lady this weekend. She's coming in from Dallas.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, her daughter lives in Jacksonville, so she's coming into town, and then at the end of the trip, they're going to come down here and take a private lesson. So I'm super excited about that because she saw me somewhere, and I guess her brother had been pushing her to take a class for like 10 years. And she said when she saw me and kind of heard my story that she was like, I got to do it. I got to commit.
Okay. So so for folks out there that would like to, get these classes and stuff like that from you, how do they do it? Do you make the fees and stuff like that public? How does that work?
I do. So everything is on my website, which is skipstacticalsolutions.com. And my private lessons are $100 an hour, and they can customize what they want. I went to the range with a lady, and she was just not comfortable. And after 2 hours of kind of showing her hands-on with the gun and being at the range, she was just like, and this lady that I'm talking about now actually drove down from Jacksonville as well. She was here local, drove down. Her and her husband kind of made a day trip to come down to Tampa. But I have people who will call me, and I can customize pretty much to whatever they want.
Okay. All right. Yeah, hold on one second. Lola, I can hear that woman. I'm like, why?
Hi, Lola.
Yeah, Avery says hi to you. Go ahead, Walt.
You're in the Tampa area?
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm in Safety Harbor, so across the bay.
Yeah, we definitely have to connect really soon. I think, are you going to be around when American Gun Chick comes in town?
Is she coming to see you?
No, she's not coming to see me. She's actually teaching a class in Ruskin.
Okay.
So I think I might swing down.
I was in touch with him, and we were going to maybe do something, but it just was kind of I couldn't. The time wasn't going to work out right. So
yeah. There's I know she has some kind of event going on, but I don't really know any details. I think Rod Mills was telling us about it. I think, right?
Yeah. She's working. They're working their way down through the state, heading north. So. Yeah.
Clover Tack is shouting you out, Walter and Skip.
Oh.
Hey, Clover.
Yeah.
Hey, Clover.
Yeah. So, by the way, what I was gonna say here, let me see. What I was gonna say is that if you need some old dudes to come in and shout at people, just put a little bit of pressure on them. That's all part of training, right, Walter?
You mentioned about classes, and some people don't like it. Some people have issues with, I don't to sound weird, but performance issues. They don't like to do it in front of other people. They feel nervous and everything because somebody's going to judge them. So if you're a newbie and you're like all freaked out, then people are going to go, oh, look at this guy, man. He's like, oh, look at this chick. She can't do nothing like this. And so they'd rather be private, which is, hey.
Yeah, if people feel more, you're handling guns, so if it makes you feel more comfortable doing.
Well, that goes for anything. I've seen it with other stuff too, where people just don't like to, they don't like to get out in front of somebody and do something for the first time because somebody thinks somebody will laugh at them or something. So
because people are judgy.
They are.
Yes.
But what I tell people, especially say at the range, whatever that person's doing beside you, I don't even care. But then I tell new shooters, like, you don't have any idea how long that person's been shooting or how long that person's been in the gun community. And then a lot of the times when you go to the range, people are just like all over the target. And then you have new shooters who are very focused
Yeah.
and they're really, they're doing really good. But I think it's very, very important that new people get introduced. And I think my personality is a little bit more welcoming than a lot. And I can make them feel more comfortable in the classroom. But I'm really active on social media. So I think once they see me on social media and they go, oh, okay, well, she's nice.
She's not like nasty.
Yeah.
Although I can go there, but
yeah. I mean, she's used to training dudes in the military. By the way, is anyone out there having problems hearing my voice? I know YNH says I need to up it a little bit, but I don't know if you guys are having any issues out there. Let me know what you all think. Maybe YNH, I don't know if turning up your volume might help. But maybe if it's just me and no one else is coming across like that, let me know, and I'll see what I could do about it. I think I did turn this up just a smidge, just a little bit there. Okay, let's see. All right, so we covered how people can come and do training with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And everything on my website is public. If someone wants to do a private class, like on Easter, I have a group class that I'm going to be doing. So I do group classes, and depending on the day in the class, then sometimes I do group discounts.
Okay, cool. Yeah, what did you give the website? Maybe we should get the website up there one more again.
It is skipstacticalsolutions.com. I'll put it in the chat.
Yes. Okay. So should be easy for you guys to find, Skip's Tactical Solutions. I'm sure you have a write-up there of what people should expect, what they need to bring the first time they're doing class, all that kind of good stuff, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. And where's the training located?
So funny part about that, I'm kind of like a nomad. So I have my classes at a few different locations, and it all kind of depends on the day. But there are a few local ranges who are more welcoming towards me. The ranges who are not really welcoming towards me, I don't give them my business because I'm just like everybody else, and I shouldn't be treated different.
Absolutely. Okay.
Right, exactly,
okay.
yeah.
And so what part of Florida are you in?
Tampa.
Okay. And you're having
You weren't listening?
So,
the woman told you that already. Come on, man. What are you doing?
I'm trying to control things over here.
He's recapping.
Yeah,
okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, maybe someone came in, Walter, that they,
Okay, I'm sorry.
Maybe someone came in that they didn't hear any of that.
Okay.
So
sorry.
So you're saying that you have problems with some of the ranges in Tampa?
Yes. I'm not gonna name the range, although I should. Sorry.
Yeah, I say name.
But
I say name names, right, Walter?
Name them.
Yeah, name names.
There's a range every time I go, and I will call ahead of time and make sure that the classroom's available, and then I'll explain to them that I want to just have a lane afterwards. Every single time they want to see my insurance, they want to see my credentials, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure there's not too many 5'2" black females walking in with a Skip's Tactical Solution shirt, So that kind of bothers me because there's so many people who are given instruction on a range, right? They don't have insurance. They're not instructors. So why is it every time that I come in, you ask me these same questions? Because it hasn't changed. Check your email because I emailed it to you a year ago when I came here the last time, but I really don't like that because a lot of them are just jerks. Customer service seems to have one out the door. But other than that, the only thing that bothers me is I'm giving them my money. And for me, if I take a student to a range, they can go to their range plenty of times. They're not going to use me very often. So if I go somewhere, it's pretty much I'm supporting them and I tell my students to support them.
Right. That could be a repeat customer.
Yep. I just choose to not give them my service.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess like different people have different rules and stuff like that. By the way, I see Hootie Hoo out there. Shout out to him. I see him in the chat. He says what's up to everyone. Okay. Did you have some other questions going in there, Walter?
No. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like you're reading the chat.
Well, I was looking at it when you mentioned that.
Oh.
Sometimes I'll be watching what's going on here and talking. I ignore the chat and people are asking questions.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I was gonna ask Avery if she had any like training nightmares, but probably don't want to talk about that.
I haven't had a lot of nightmares.
Okay.
I guess the majority of the nightmares are like on my day job. Just kidding. um, a lot of people who pay to take my classes, they're paying their money and everybody's very receptive. I have people who ask questions and I really haven't had any bad experiences that way,
Mhm.
but it's more people are investing in quality training. They're
Mhm.
investing in their protection, so they're really attentive for that time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I see Hootie Who says I don't go to any ranges too much mumbo jumbo. I just shoot in the woods. And I was thinking like I mean, how difficult or is it really difficult or can you have your own range that you can go to or set up something where you don't have
For
to go
me,
through all of that? Yeah. Yeah.
so I live I'm not gonna say in the city, like right outside of Tampa. So that would be kind of hard for me in the
Okay.
residential area. But if anyone knows of any areas, because I would love to have my own range. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, or if someone knows out there of a good range, or you own a range or something like that, and you'd like to have Skip's Tactical training people in there on a regular basis, you could make
So I
something happen.
do have
Okay.
one range here locally. They're called Guncraft. They're absolutely amazing. The new owners just took over probably about 6 months ago. And previously, when I went there to kind of check it out, I was not welcome. But the new owners are amazing. And the lady that owns it right now, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna make her like my best friend.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But when it comes to the range, she's really just laid back. And if I have a class on a Saturday and once my class is over, I don't have time to get to the range. There's been times on a Sunday where she will stay later. Well, they'll have like a match going on, and after the match, she'll let me shoot. And I'm very like worried about her time. And she's like, no, take your time. Don't worry. Like if I'm trying to shoot a video. So I really appreciate that because I have very limited amount of time to go out and shoot a video or do any kind of range work. And she's very welcoming.
Okay. All right. Cool. I see Fuzzfork8 says that, let me see, I'm going to read this comment that they're making here. Women are easiest to train. They listen, whereas men watch Westerns and play Army Man and think they know it all. That's probably close enough to the truth. But what do you think about that, Avery, since you actually train people for a living? What do you think?
Um,
Are you gonna? That's fine. We're not Walter and I. We're not
Well,
sensitive. We won't.
okay,
Be
so if
Oh
you
no.
guys say what you guys think first, and then I'll say what I think.
Okay, Walter. What do you think, dudes?
I
First
would
and
say
foremost.
women are probably especially ones that have never touched a gun before, are probably more easier to teach than guys because guys are guys. They know everything already. So for the most part, or at least they think they do.
Okay.
And that starts from an early age. I've seen little boys like that, just because they saw something on TV or they play a video game, they know what it's about. And it's
Yeah.
like, nah.
Yeah. I would agree with that. I would say with probably certain guys are out there are gonna be problematic to train. Because we think we know everything. And then especially there's also some people who they might have done some service. It might have been in law enforcement or something. So they
Yeah,
definitely know everything that needs to
right.
be known. So I would say probably women are easier in that respect. But to me, the toughest person to train is always your spouse. So that's
Hmm.
what I think. You should always, and you probably should not even get into that. If you could afford it, let your spouse go train with someone else. See how
Well,
that works.
yeah, it's easier because you always get like, come on, what's wrong with you? Don't you know this? It's like, come
Yeah.
on, you can't talk like that.
You
You
get
know.
mad too. I mean, because I know for me, like I care about Lola. So when I'm trying to show her stuff, and I'm trying to put her under a little bit of pressure because when something goes wrong, there's gonna be pressure. Then she gets mad. Don't shout at me. I'm like, listen. Do you think that criminal's gonna be nice to you? Oh, pardon me, miss. Can I smack you upside the head and rob you right now? You know.
Okay, but is she at a level to where she is good for you to start inducing stress on her?
Probably not.
Why are you trying to be all logical?
Okay, never mind. Instructor hat off.
No, I'm just messing with you.
See, he knows it all. See, boom. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think
Right.
that's really important to make sure that people are at a certain level before you start to induce stress, because I've seen this when fundamentals go completely out the window because they already don't really have the solid fundamentals, and then they're like, okay, I have to hurry up or I have to do this, and they're just getting shots off versus getting off quality shots.
Yeah. I think ultimately, though, and I don't know how you feel about this, Walter. You could chime in. I think it is better if you can afford it to, in certain, look, most things, driving a car, all that kind of stuff, the people that you care about, it's always better to let someone else train them, you know?
Yeah, well,
So
yeah,
I think it just works out better.
I was
Oh, yeah.
never much one for the car training thing because I
Really?
was like,
Mm-hmm.
you don't get it? Why don't you get? Well, I guess not. I think people. I guess I expect people to sometimes catch on faster. I guess that's what it is. Not everybody works it. Not everybody catches on at the same speed.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what.
Yeah. So yeah, men also. I think that's probably something right there, Avery. Are men even the best trainers in the world of anything? I don't know. I think that's all personal. And here's one of the things I would say as well. There's certain things that I would rather have. There's certain things I would rather have women train me or teach me about. So like working out, for example. I had this conversation with one of my friends that's a personal trainer, and he's a real buff dude. And he's like, he does this for a living. He trains people, and I was like, yeah, man. I would like to know who comes for you to be their personal trainer. Is it mostly dudes? Is it mostly women? Are the men gay? Tell me what's going on. Because I don't really want to see all your muscles when I want, that just doesn't work for me, but that's me personally. Now, if it's a woman, I think there's more motivation, right? Because I don't want to look like a punk. So I'm more likely to figure out how to work out. I remember I always tell this story that one time I was walking on the trail and it was so hot, right? And I was like, forget this. I didn't even make it like halfway. I would usually walk 2 miles and then walk back, so do like 4 miles. And I think I did maybe like 1.5 miles, and I was like, oh, but I wanted to just go sit down in the woods, And then I saw there was a woman coming running up the track with her dog, and I was like, oh, I better keep going because I don't want to punk out right now. So she went past me, and then when she went past me and was out of sight, then I was like, okay, that's it. I'm turning back around. So I think that's more of a motivation. What do you think about that? Does that apply to the kind of training?
You're just trying to keep up then.
Yeah. Wait, is Avery there? Or is she frozen? She looks frozen. Uh-oh. You might have to, if you can hear us, Avery, you might have to drop out and come back in. I don't know how. Maybe maybe there's something up with her internet. She probably has to drop out and come back in. Yeah. How's my signal coming to you, Walter?
Oh, you look fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Sound all right.
Yeah. All right, good. Yeah. Maybe it's her internet or something. So what do you think about that, Walter?
What about the whole being trained by the chicks?
Yeah. I know there's certain dudes that don't want women to teach them anything.
I don't have no problem with it, really. I mean, if the female knows what the hell she's doing, I'm listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're an expert in what you do. But what I'm saying, all things being equal, I would rather hang out with the ladies.
Well, yeah, I mean, the hang out part, yeah. I mean, it's always nice to...
Yeah, if you're gonna pay someone to do something, right, and the guy has the equal skills as the woman, I would rather have the woman teach me something.
Mm-hmm. Some guys have problems with that too. So
yeah,
that's like when they call the shop and asking questions, and my wife can answer all the questions they have, but they don't want to talk to her because she's just answering the phone. Yeah. Right? They don't know she's CEO. So.
But I think those guys have insecurity problems.
Well,
because something in their brain they think like women just don't know anything about this. Right?
Yeah. And she knows more about most of the stuff than they do. Yeah. So
that's what they don't realize. We don't know, like numbers, for example. Do you know all the numbers of what things cost? And
Actually, not really. No, I mean, and that's fine with me. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
That's. I mean, I used to do all that stuff. Answer the phone, but you can't be running machines and answering the phone. It just doesn't work. So
Yeah.
I still get phone calls, and because when somebody asks for me or there's issues that she can't answer, then I answer them. So.
Yeah. I'm waiting to see if Avery's going to come back. It looks like she's still in the call, but I don't see her. Oh, you're trying to tease us with this?
A couple people were asking about it. The new year of the hog, year of the boar Trump patch. Yeah.
Yeah. Is this the Trump? Hold on, let me answer. Avery's coming in here. It looks like. Oh, I missed it. Tell her to call again, Lola. Yeah. So is this the Trump boar? Trump hog?
Well, this is the one that we came up with. Yes, because it's the year of the boar, the year of the pig, whatever you want to, Chinese New Year thing.
Mm-hmm.
So since I've done the last 2 years, I said we'll do this. There she is. Boom.
Okay, there we go. We got.
Sorry, I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Yeah. Okay, so Walter was showing.
You guys were asking me about women shooting better than guys.
Yes.
I got kicked off.
That's where. Yeah. It's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy.
Some guy heard that and cut you off.
That's and then your audio's a little low, so I'm not sure what's up with that. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, Walter. Why don't you show us why Avery's getting set up? So is this the Trump hog?
Yep, that's the Trump hog. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're calling it, Trump hog.
I call it boar. I like boar better because
Trump boar.
Yeah. So
I like hog.
Hog. We can be hog boar. It can be the whole thing. Yeah.
Avery, Walter's showing me his hog.
Oh, jeez.
His Trump hog.
Okay. And next year, but of all things, it's year of the rat. So
yeah. When are they available, Walter?
Oh, these are available now. I got 500 of them. So
500. How do people buy them?
They're on the website now. It's a one size fits all price. One price includes the postage. If you purchase off the website and you're not in Florida, if it says you're going to get charged sales tax, don't worry about it. All the money stuff gets entered manually, and you won't get charged for sales tax. So don't worry about that. But yeah, they're available on the website right now.
Okay, cool.
And it's Velcro backed, so you can stick it on your favorite piece of Velcro or hook and loop is. I don't want to use that word Velcro because you can get kicked off for copyright stuff using that.
You can't use the word Velcro since when?
When you advertise stuff like this, you can't say that. You have to say hook and loop.
You can't. Oh, okay.
Because I don't have permission to use
the word Velcro. Trademark Velcro.
Terminology, yes.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right.
Also, we have another patch that's on the website too. It's yellow. It's 2 inches in diameter, and it says "Save your shekels," and then it says "Safety Harbor Firearms" on the bottom. And it's got our palm tree with the logo and then like lights come. It's like a coin.
Yeah. Do you have one there?
Unfortunately, no. I left it at the shop. So
if you guys remind me,
I'll check with my significant other and see if she has.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. By the way, Hootie Who wants to know, Walter, how short of a 50 BMG barrel can we do and be legal and half accurate?
Well, that's a trick question.
Yeah.
Legal, you could build a pistol legally. You could be under 16 inches. Accuracy, I guess it all depends on what you consider accurate. I mean, start to go so short, you're gonna, I mean, I've had people with 22-inch guns, uppers shoot 1,000+ yards, hit things, but those guys were, as I say, trained shooters, military trained type people. So probably had a spotter and a whole 9 yards. But I don't. If you're going to shoot long, I would recommend get a longer barrel. So,
okay. So basically, you're saying that depends on your skill level, and
your skill level,
you're throwing up there. Okay.
And ammo too, and stuff like that, and optics. There's so many different things that play into the whole accuracy thing.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Okay, Avery, how's everything running there? You got it.
Can you guys hear me better?
I can hear you good. I don't know
Okay.
how the folks out there can let us know. All right, so just to get back to this, so that we can talk about this, you were gonna comment on this because I was saying certain things, actually a lot of things, I would rather have like women teach me stuff or whatever. And Walter was saying something I think that's true, that there's certain guys who don't want that. Most things they don't want women to talk to them about at all. I don't know. I'm sure you come across that.
Well, because first thing, if the girl knows more than you do, somehow that you're like, well, how do we say this? You don't have much. You don't have a whole lot of confidence if you're all worried about that. I mean, it's like, come on.
Yeah.
I know.
So what do you think about that, Avery?
So I do think that women, they tend to listen better. What I found very interesting since entering the gun community, though, is I hear a lot of people say, oh, well, my wife needs to take your class, or my wife, or yeah, she teaches women. And I mean, I teach everyone. I don't just teach women. I teach women, men, and kids. And I think it's really important to have that welcoming environment. But I mean, I've taught more men than women my entire life, but I find it kind of funny how they always just say, oh, yeah, a girl needs to take your class. And it's like, no, you need to take my class too.
Yeah. I think the thing is that we all need training, all of us.
Oh,
We
yeah.
all need training. So that's the thing that we all need to keep in mind. Every single person out there needs training. You need someone outside of you to look at what you're doing, and evaluate what your skill level is and all of that. So yeah, it doesn't matter to me. Let's see here. By the way, Jay Loafers gave us $5. Thanks a lot. He didn't say exactly what that was all for, but we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. We appreciate that. Okay, let me see. I'm trying to see if there's any other things that we can get into here before we touch on the main subject. By the way, if you guys want to ask these questions or get answers from Avery, you do a podcast. Do you do that every day or once a week? When's your podcast?
My podcast is twice a month.
Twice a month? Okay, cool. Yeah, I
I
think.
was trying to do it every week, and it was crazy.
Oh, okay.
I just don't have a lot of time. So it's like, get off work and make dinner or straighten up and get my kids. And yeah. So I just pushed it to twice a month because if I'm going to push something out, I want it to be quality. I don't want to rush it. And I'm editing all my own things. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Lola is trying to show me something that's handwritten. Lola, I can't read your handwriting, woman. So you're writing chicken scrawl on a piece of paper. It doesn't mean anything to me. It's gonna work faster if you. What is your question?
Block
Hello,
letters.
texting.
She has some kind of question for Avery, but I cannot read what she wrote on this piece of paper. So what is the question that you have, Lola?
The question is when me and Lola are going to hang out. ASAP, Lola.
Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're gonna get to Walter's gonna talk about Knob Creek here in a second. We'll get to that.
I will.
Yeah, and then I guess I guess you were in the chat yesterday when we were talking about Ackerman McQueen. I don't know if you got everything.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I mean,
Did you guys have something that you
I'm-
wanted to add about that? Oh boy.
let me just throw this up there real quick. See the yellow one there? It says, if I can see this here.
Yeah, I can do you one better, Walter. I can actually go to your picture that you sent me of that.
Yeah, I sent you a picture of that, didn't I? Yeah.
Here we go. I'll pop it up on the screen. There it goes. Both of these things you can get from Safety Harbor Firearms.
The Save Your Shekels one is a kind of a limited. That's a really limited one.
That's
We only
the Save
did.
Your Shekels right there. I'm zooming in on it. Boom. That's limited time.
Yeah.
It's $100. It's
Oh,
$100 for that. If you use the code Hank Strange, then it's $200.
Yeah, and if somebody says me $200, I'll give you $100. Yeah.
and here is the Trump hog is also up there as well. So, all right, okay. So, did you guys want to get any comments in on that whole Ackerman McQueen thing and the NRA? Either one of you?
So I understand that company's their advertising agency or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but What is somebody not paying somebody? If somebody doesn't want to pay somebody, what was the? I missed that part.
Okay.
Or are they just say they're not representing them right, or what's the deal?
I think from that article that we were reading yesterday that the NRA definitely is trying to find out what happened to all the money that they've been sending off to Ackerman
Oh,
McQueen.
okay.
So I think that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's really not a super amount of details going on, but when you see the NRA suing the company that's been largely responsible for their marketing for the past, it's been a while now, 10, 20 years, maybe more than that.
Well,
There's a big
my
problem
question would be, this advertising agency, where do they lie politically?
Good question.
Because a lot of times, you hire a company to do this work for you, and they're not really on your side.
Mm-hmm.
They're just taking your money and, grinning.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
Yeah.
I think they definitely need to switch though, because maybe the NRA is feeling like people feel when they send the money and then they don't see any results.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Skip?
So I was in the chat for a bit last night, and I kind of agree with a lot of the things that you guys were saying, because, I mean, they probably just need to clean house across the board, get some new in there. But I mean, they had to have known something's not quite right. But why do you let it get to that point? How long has it been like this?
Right.
Where's the checks and balances at?
Yeah. I think that we're probably, when I say we're seeing the tip of the iceberg here, I think we're probably going to find out that there's lots of things going wrong, and the NRA knows this. Because think about this. Somewhere down the line, however many years ago, someone made a deal with Ackerman McQueen, and they went and created all these properties. Does the NRA own these properties that they created, like NRA TV and all that? Do they own it? Definitely, Ackerman McQueen is who all these guys work for, right? Like Colin Noir, etc. That's what it said in the article. That's what we've heard for a long time. But what's been happening with all this money funneled over there, and who's in charge of that? Because someone at the NRA sat down and decided, yeah, we are going to give these people a crap ton of money. So there might be some kind of collusion,
kickback,
corruption,
kickback.
Yeah, there's something crazy that's about to come out, and just the fact that they didn't handle it privately and it's going off to lawsuits now is not a good sign. So we're gonna see, and then it's also funny that this is all happening a week before the NRA.
Their annual meetings.
Yeah.
Their annual meetings are coming up here. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's interesting. Yeah. Hootie Who wants to know if we're going to be at NRA AM. I'm going to be there. Avery, you're going to be there, right?
I'll be there.
Yeah. Walter says screw the NRA.
No, I actually, to be honest with you, I really need to stay here, and now that we're serial numbering our uppers, I need to make a shit pile of them. So, and serial number and sell them, and pay back my personal bank account for the money that we put into the business to keep it going. So,
how long have you been doing Safety Harbor Firearms?
We've been making the 50 caliber uppers since 2003.
Nice.
Yeah. Before that, I've got another company called stenparts.com. We make replacement parts for different machine guns and stuff like that. I've been doing that since 99. But yeah, I got a letter AR-15, upper, lower. The upper usually is no serial number, and the lower has a serial number. Last July, we get a letter in the mail from ATF saying that the upper might be a firearm by itself. So it's we stopped selling them right away because I didn't want them to say that I was selling illegal firearms after I got told about that. So, or not properly marked serial firearms. So we beginning of November, I went to Washington with the lawyers, met with the ATF. We had a meeting. Basically, we were talking to the walls because after that, we submitted a sample for a determination. Then the government went on holiday for a month and a half. And so we finally got the determination about 3 weeks ago now. And basically, it said the same thing the letter did from last July, that it was a firearm and it needed to be marked appropriately and transferred through it, all the normal stuff when you buy a firearm. So that's what we're doing now. So it just because before it was cash and carry. You'd go, like I go to the machine gun shoot at Knob Creek, bring a dozen of them with me. People walk up the table, look at it. Okay, here's the money. Boom, they walk off with it. But not anymore. So
yeah,
we'll adapt. Not a problem. But these since last July, about 3/4 of my income stopped coming in at the business. So we kind of had to go into the lean mode and not spend any money that we didn't need to spend and things like that. So, but now that we're going to serial number, and people still want them, but so we'll start serial number and pumping those out, and we're doing other things too in the business, but that was the major income generator. So.
Yeah. Extra hoop for you to jump through, I think, right now.
Yeah. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
I mean, we just make them and serial number them and sell them as like a firearm, just like we would anything else, and then the consumer on the end has to have a rifle with 2 serial numbers on it.
I'm just laughing because Skip is having like a conversation with someone in the chat here.
That's all right.
It's okay. Amazing to me. Someone's trolling you just a little bit.
But I mean, I asked a valid question. I need an answer.
Oh, what's this Fuzzy Fork 8 guy said? Yeah, she's pretty, but can she cook?
First of all, if that even matters to you, you got to ask yourself if that matters. Which I guess is
but I can cook though.
Yeah, so there you go.
Well, it does matter.
Yeah.
Come on,
but
man.
I can cook and
if you're a big dude like me, it matters for sure. I don't want to be skinny.
Let me just say this. I cooked dinner tonight, so. Before we started here.
And Walter's pretty too. Look, see?
Look at that.
Boy.
Thank you.
Oh
Look
my
at that.
gosh. Don't tell Walter that he's pretty. He's not going to know what to do with himself now. We're going to have to deal with all kinds of...
I got dimples too.
Oh boy. So yeah, it is important, right? It's. I think you asked if that person can cook as well. That is important, right? Everybody needs to be able to cook.
I mean, cooking's a survival skill.
Yeah.
Come on. If you can't cook, you know how I learned how to cook? Because my mama was at work working.
Yeah.
That's how I learned how to cook. If you're hungry, you're going to eat, right?
Same here. Yeah, same here. My dad always told me as well. He was like, let me tell you something. You better know how to cook or how to feed yourself. Because you mess around with your wife, you might get a wife, and that's your big concern of whether or not she could cook. And then you mess up and you're in trouble. He was like, 2 things. She might not cook for you, and you might not want to eat what she cooks for you.
I know, right? I'm like, insurance money sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah, so he's like, certain situations you don't like, and my dad was like that, and I'm like that as well. So if Lola's really mad at me, I have a psychological problem eating, because I'm like, is she trying to take me out? Is this the end? So. But
something that I wanted to talk about that you guys had brought up last night was about, just different gun agencies, not really, like advocacy, like, you have the NRA, and so many people are anti-NRA now, right? Mm-hmm. But there's other programs that are out there, but I mean, unless we start to become a part of some of these programs, like, so the NRA, I don't want to say they're a lost cause, but who knows, right? Mm-hmm. But there's other programs that are out there that you can join, and you have to support them in order for some of the change to start happening.
Yeah. Go ahead, Walt.
No, yeah, I mean, like they were saying last night, it's a big organization and it has a lot of clout. No matter what the media wants you to think, they still, if the NRA comes to meet with you and tell you that they're going to be against your thing when you're going for a re-election, it kind of matters. At least it used to, anyways. Because some people will vote right NRA, whatever. If the NRA get the card in the mail that says these are good candidates for the NRA, they'll vote that way. So, I think. Well, one thing the NRA needs, they need to stop this fighting with the other, or this rivalry with the other organizations that are out there, even the smaller ones. They need to embrace each other and work as a kind of like a team, Mm-hmm. Okay, yes. Wayne LaPierre is not going to go and give up his position to the guy from the GOA, but at least they can kind of coordinate their efforts so they're not stepping on each other's toes and stuff. I don't know. Yeah. Just like the Democrats do. The Democrats, they don't all get along, but when push comes to shove, they all get in step with each other and work toward a common goal when they do the same thing.
Yeah, so. Obviously we don't always all get along here, but I think that to some extent we do need to have some kind of organization and fight. Everyone plays a part. The NRA does play a part, but the NRA messed up in certain things. They're not willing to fess up to that. You know, they need our support just as much as we need them to do certain things out there. That's the reason why folks are giving more support to other organizations. You know, but we need all these organizations. Who wants to have just? I personally don't think it's a good idea to have just one organization out there. What do you guys?
No.
With that, that's not going to be good, right? Because then they're just going to target those people and pull them down. Then what?
Yeah, that's just a single point of failure.
Yeah. You know, so we need multiple organizations out there. I don't think anyone should have a monopoly on anything. There's lots of that going on where everyone thinks that's a personal human being thing where people don't want to lift up other people. Because they think, oh, if I lift up this person, it's going to somehow push me down. Well, that's not true. We all need to be out there fighting, even if we don't all get along. Ultimately, we need to be out there pushing for things, fighting, talking, you know, doing what it is we do. So I think the NRA probably has things that they do that people appreciate, and they do it well. They should maybe stick to that. They should probably stay out of the, you know...
social media business?
Well, everyone has to be in the social media business, but they stop trying to own it.
Right. I mean, wouldn't it be a lot easier and cheaper if you just were friends with some of these people, and use the people that are popular in social media to push the ideas and stuff, instead of trying to create your own, you know, like NRA TV, and that costs a lot of. You don't even want to frickin'. I would. You'll probably pass out. People will probably pass out when they find out how much money they're wasting on NRA TV and giving it to this that media company or that PR company.
Yeah, it's a weird kind of company, right? Is it a law firm? Is it a media company? What exactly? Yeah. What the hell is it? So, you know, someone's asking if I can cook. Yes, that's how I got married to Lola.
Oh, I tell you what, man, when you can cook the female a nice breakfast or dinner or something like that,
exactly.
They like to be cooked for because then they ain't doing it, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm sorry, but that's like the most sexiest thing though. Like if my husband's cleaning up, I'm like, ooh.
Well, I don't know about the cleaning up part so much, but
yes.
I get accused of making a mess when I cook.
Yeah,
but
that's the same thing that happens to me. I'm pretty good at making a mess. But so for example, with Lola, when we first met, I hate the whole dating, like the, you know, the thing of dating or whatever. But when I met her, you know, she was in college and all that kind of stuff. She liked to go to the clubs. You know, she liked to dance and stuff. I'm not a dancer, but I would pick her up because I had my own car. Big deal. Always tell the guys out there, have your own car. Don't live with your mama and have a really nice car, you know. But you know, have your own car and live on your own. So I had those two things. So I'd pick her up. I would get some stuff and cook for her and all that kind of stuff, and she could hang out with me in my own apartment that I had. So all that stuff meant a lot. But now Lola is supposedly in charge of the cooking because when I cook, I have to use all the dishes. I have to use everything that exists. I throw things in there that she's like, "Wow."
Peggy's in the chat. She just commented on my cleaning thing.
Yeah. So. Okay. Peggy says, "Here, I'll throw it up, Walter. How about that? I'm gonna throw Peggy's comment out there. Says Walt cooks, but he does not clean. Don't you have dishwashers? Don't you?
Oh yeah, I got a dishwasher, but I kind of see it. Okay, this is the kind of thing, you know. It's like if I'm gonna cook, that mean I have to clean too. So.
Oh, there's rules. There's rules to this.
Well, it used to be like that. It don't work so much like that.
I'll give you a hint. This is why you have children.
Oh, yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah. So there's Spencer. Yeah, I know. My younger son is supposed to be in charge of doing the dishes. It's a whole other chore itself trying to make him do the dishes. And we have a dishwasher, but that is way too much work for kids nowadays to pack a dishwasher.
Well, the loading of dishwashers is an art too.
Yeah.
You know, you can just stick dishes in there, and half the dishes don't get washed because they're not in the dishwasher.
Well,
but loading it so you fill up a lot of, you know, that's it.
But I'm saying, in my times, we had a bar of soap. I don't know when you guys got dishwashers.
And that you had a bar soap, so you were washing the dish with that bar soap. You were washing your hair with that bar soap.
Yes.
You were washing your cracks with that bar soap. Everything.
Yes. Clothing, everything. This whole highfalutin technology of dishwashers, that's something I don't even think. When did people in America start getting dishwashers? Like when that weren't millionaires?
Oh, no. My friends that we used to live across the street from us, they had a dishwasher, and that was back in the 70s. So.
Yeah, but that was like a big
we didn't
deal.
have no dishwasher in my house.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't know about you, Skip. I don't know. You're from the younger generation. You were probably born with a dishwasher. Yeah.
I'm not that young. My parents did have a dishwasher when I was growing up, but it was like a luxury.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, that was a big deal when we got a microwave. That was a big deal when we got a microwave.
Yeah,
so,
microwave. Yeah.
Microwave.
Everything had to go in the oven in my house. You had to be dried out to get some food. Or actually, my mother believed I just finished cooking this, eat it or die. That was her personal philosophy. Yeah. So.
That's funny.
Yeah, and it's funny. Like my son is in charge of, since one is off to college and one is home. So the one that's home, that's one of his chores. He has to feed the dog, do the dishes. So the dishwasher our dishwasher wasn't working. Went to buy a new one. He insisted on going along because this was his chore, right? And he made sure that I got the most top of the line dishwasher that was powerful, all this kind of stuff. Extra heat, all of this. Still doesn't want to put anything in the dishwasher, but he wanted to be in charge of the buying of it, which is really crazy. So, let's see. You know what? Let's talk about this thing that's in the title. Let's talk about this. I'm gonna throw up.
Which one? The guy squirting his pee on somebody with a squirt gun, or what?
No.
You put that up there.
No, we're saving that for later.
Oh, the guy that says the Second Amendment.
Yeah.
Needs to be can be updated.
So here it is. Swalwell, that's running for president, Democratic presidential candidate, Eric Swalwell, says Second Amendment allows for gun control. Okay, so here he goes. He says Sunday that the Second Amendment shouldn't be repealed, but it does allow for some guns to be controlled. He says the greatest threat to the Second Amendment is doing nothing. The California congressman said on CNN State of the Union, and the Second Amendment is not an absolute right, just like free speech. You can't shout fire in a theater or lie about the products you are selling. You can't own a bazooka. You can't own a tank. You can't own.
Why not? Yeah, you can own a tank. Wait a second.
Yeah, I'm not agreeing with him. I'm just quoting what he said, so you guys can.
Well, he's lying because you can own a tank.
Hell's yeah, you can own a tank.
And you can actually own a live gun in a tank.
Yeah.
With the paperwork.
Right. So. Yeah. So, and by the way, I would own every damn thing I could. Attack helicopters, nuclear missiles.
It ain't
submarines.
That gun ain't the thing of getting up, killing nobody. It's this thing right here.
Yeah.
It gets up.
Besides which, you guys tell me if I'm wrong, but we own armies. We own the Army. We own the Navy. We should, right? Because that's our money that goes to that. I don't know. Skip's probably gonna have an opinion on this for sure. But I think
it's okay as long as I get paid on the 1st and the 15th. I'm fine.
Oh, okay, fine. But that's supposed to belong to the people. This is something that people forget. So when people when these Democrats start talking that crap, what are they really talking about? There are actually no limitations on the Second Amendment. It says shall not be
infringed.
Yeah.
Right.
So that idea that they have is bullshit. There's no conditions on it. When it says shall not be infringed, that means no freaking conditions.
Yeah.
No infringements.
Those people back, 1776, 17, whenever. Times are no really different now than they were then, except we have more technology. Mm-hmm. They had faced the same problems. They had oppression. They had, all that good stuff. That's why they did all that stuff. First Amendment, Second Amendment, all the other ones about the Fourth Amendment. Isn't that one about not being able to put soldiers in your house or something? All these different things that they had to deal with the British. Times are not any different. There's still people that like to do all those exact same things, bust your door down with the popo and all that. It's like use the army against the civilians. There was a reason they came up with this stuff, and it's all very, very valid still.
Yeah,
So.
and correct me if I'm wrong here, but we were never supposed to have standing armies and stuff like that, right? Ultimately, the people were supposed to be
Well, that's
that.
the
Obviously,
militia.
we've moved on from, yeah.
That's that word militia. The militia is the people. The militia is not the army per se. It's not the army. But that's been contorted and twisted around to mean different things too. So.
Yeah. And now, obviously, we have everyone and their mamas running for office.
Well, let me just tell you what's going to happen with all those everyone's and the mama. They already know who's going to be the candidates. The parties already know who the candidates are going to be.
Okay.
It ain't gonna be Stillwell or Jillwell or whatever the hell his name is.
Swallow. I don't know if I'm
Swallowwell or whatever his name is. It ain't gonna be him. I can tell you that. So no matter how much he gets in stretches and bangs his chest, they kind of already know who's gonna be the ones that trust me.
Yeah. You know. So check this out, Avery. He goes on. This is a quote from him. So we should put some limits in place, and I think the American people are with me. I'm no longer intimidated by the NRA. The moms and the kids, they're behind us on this issue, and I think it just takes leadership in Washington.
Well, let me tell you something. First thing, the kids are kids, and they got no say about nothing. Okay.
Okay. Skip, all of a sudden you got real light.
Did I?
Yeah, because Walter was talking just now, so I'm just joking around. No one gets the joke. Yeah, because Walter answered, but go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, Walter's fired up.
No, go ahead, Walter.
I'm just teasing you.
I made my statement. The kids don't have nothing to say about nothing, because they don't. And because when you were a kid, you thought a lot different than you do now. I guarantee you. For sure. Everybody, when's a kid, thinks a lot different.
Yeah. But go ahead.
Your thought needs are different when you're 15, 16, 17, you're like, you know everything, but you don't know squat until you start paying your own bills. So
yeah. But also, where do these guys get, who gave him the right to speak for the moms and the kids?
You.
No, I didn't give him nothing.
No.
I didn't give him nothing. So what do you think about this, Skip? What do you think?
I think it's absurd. To me, that reminds me of brainwashing people, because these moms that are with him, right? Like, they're probably just not educated. So I know as a mother, like, that is my damn job, is to make sure that I take care of my kids. Taking care of my kids means having something on my body to where I can get to it very quickly, not someone in Washington saying what I can and cannot do or what I should and should not do, So that's why I think it's really important to educate people, because you just don't know what you don't know. So a lot of people just don't know something as basic as the mechanics of a gun. Right. I'll have people that will reach out to me and they'll go, how do you carry a gun? Because it's just going to go off in your pants, and it's like, no, that doesn't happen. And okay, so there may have been a couple of instances where there were recalls on guns because there were issues, but in, the normal real world, that doesn't happen. And just as an instructor, when someone says it just went off, you're lying. The mechanics of this gun, it takes a certain amount of pressure, pounds to pull this back.
Yeah, Walter's showing the finger.
Yeah, it's like, you touched it somehow. Somehow you touched it to make it go off. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I really don't agree with that. And, most moms, or just just a parent in general, you want to make sure that you can take care of your kids, moms, dads, whatever it is. So to take away that right, that's crazy. I don't know why anyone would be for taking away any right. I know for me, being a woman, for one, being a African-American woman, my ancestors have fought for so much, not only African-Americans, but also the women. I'm not giving up shit. You're going to have to come and take it. I come from a long line of women doing the damn thing. So you're going to have to fight. You're going to have to fight me for this, because I'm not giving away any of my rights. And when it comes to my kids, I'm going to go down. I'm not swinging. I'm going to go down shooting, because I'm going to take care of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Amen. Amen, sister.
Look, off soapbox.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Like, where the hell do these guys get off thinking that they speak for everyone? They know it's clear that they don't speak for everyone. There may be some people who elected them, but it's like I saw a quote today from Nancy Pelosi. I don't know if you guys saw this. I'm gonna have to try to find it and pull it up, but you could search it. Nancy Pelosi said any glass of water with a D on it can get elected nowadays. Did you see that?
Any glass of water, what with a D on it?
With a D on it. So in other words, anyone that has Democrat or D at the end of their thing can get elected. Right. I think it was a swipe at AOC. It was a swipe at Ocasio-Cortez.
There's a coup going on in the Democratic Party. These young ones that they pushed into these positions now are challenging them, and they don't like that, obviously. But they're part of the problem. That's why these people are in there, because they kind of let it happen. Hey, I love it, man. The Democrats are eating themselves from within, which is very cool, because this socialist thing Trump will win in such a landslide if they keep this up, because people, even halfway intelligent Democrats, don't do the socialism thing, or this this stuff that these people are pushing, and they'll like I said, there'll be a landslide. So
here's the quote. I'm going to throw it up on my from my phone here. Nancy Pelosi takes another shot at AOC and says, a glass of water with a D next to it could have won the 29-year-old seat, before warning her not to menace voters.
And part of the problem is these senior Democrats let these people on these committees. They don't just because you get into Congress doesn't mean you get on a committee. Mm-hmm. They put them in these places. So guess what? If she don't want them in these, take them the hell out. Yeah. But then that could cause a stir too. They're so scared of their shadow right now. It's pathetic. So
yeah. Hussein also reminded us a little while back, and I threw this up here. He says this is the same guy talking about Swalwell. I don't know what the hell his name is. This is the same guy that suggested to nuke people that disagree with him. You remember that?
Oh, okay, that's that fella.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. He's real intelligent too. That's. Yeah. So we're just gonna. So your answer to all your problems is just violence? Is that what it is? I mean, it'd be like calling in an airstrike on your political candidate, your opponent.
But that statement that he made, just nuke him. This is why I think we should have tanks. And yes, people can own tanks. We should have rocket launchers. We should have grenades. Attack helicopters, whatever it takes, baby. Machine guns, all of that.
Yeah. I know lots of people with machine guns. They're not out doing bad things with them.
Yeah, some of my best friends have machine guns. They're my best friends because they have machine guns.
Well, there is a thing called
mutual. On that.
Back during the Cold War with the Russians, there was a thing called MAD, and that's mutual assured destruction.
Hell yeah. When
both sides have the same amount of bad juju, mm-hmm. they're not going to nuke each other because nobody wins. Right. And one side when the one side puts their nukes away, then the other one's going to go like, hey, I got you. You can't do anything. So that's life in general. That happens in the neighborhood. That happens in families, with the bullies and stuff like that. So mm-hmm. If everybody has this, if I know the neighbor across the street's going to shoot me, I'm not going to shoot him or it doesn't make any sense. So
yeah. So what do you think about this, Avery? Do you dip your toe into this political stuff a lot, or what do you feel about it?
Not a lot, because there's a lot of emotions tied to it. And I've seen nowadays where people have their thoughts in their head, right? And they don't care what you say. Mm-hmm. Absolutely not. Like, they already know how they feel and they don't want to hear the other side of it. So I try to stay, I have my opinions, but I try to stay pretty neutral as far as the things that I comment on, because I do see a lot of people on both sides of it. And I don't want someone to think just because I posted about such and such or said such and such that now they can't come get training with me, right, because we have differences of opinions.
Okay.
Yep.
That's a good point, right, Walter?
And you also are employed by the government, correct?
So, there's certain people that I can't talk about because, I am still in the military, but
Right. You
you
have
know,
to
when
watch
it comes, you know, it's really my boss, you know, the president. But
Right.
other than that, I mean, a lot of people just make themselves look very stupid, and people with even a remote half of a brain, if they're listening, then it's like some of the stuff doesn't even make sense. So I don't know why they would support it.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that's going on, and not just on the other side. I think that's happening even with us. There's people getting into things that they probably shouldn't even really get into. Like I saw that chick from, and I know that sounds like a terrible thing, but that's, you know,
What?
that's how I talk. I say the chick or the dude
Oh,
or
that
whatever.
dude, that chick,
Yeah, but the
that
chick.
hood rat.
The
You're like,
ratchet,
no, skip, no, skip. We're live.
the
Skip,
ratchet
stop.
chick. No, that's cool. That's all good. No, I saw the chick from Fox News. What's her name again?
Uh,
Was she said something about Nipsey Hussle. So then there's
mhm.
a whole bunch of people mad about it. And here's the funny thing. In my opinion, I'm wondering what the hell. What's her name? What's it? Well, like most of the chicks on Fox are blonde. What's the name of the woman that was talking about Nipsey Hussle? And it's a whole thing now.
Uh,
I have to pull this up.
okay.
Anyway, so she said something, and I'm like, why is she even getting into that whole thing? Why? I
Yeah.
mean, obviously she can say what she wants to and get into whatever she wants to, but I think she was talking about the funeral. Laura Ingraham, yeah. She was talking about the funeral while it
Oh.
was going on, but she was making jokes and laughing. So there are people that are kind of upset about that, and I'm thinking, why did she even like get on that subject, you know? And I know there's a lot of people that are just going to defend Laura Ingraham because she's on Fox or whatever, but here's the thing, like, why did she even get into that? And how, and I think she was mad because Nipsey Hussle did a song that was basically like said fuck Trump or something like that, right? As a rapper.
I don't know.
Yeah. But my thing is, why is that even? First of all, every rapper, whoever's president, that's who they go after. I'm gonna say, with the exception of Obama, I did not really see any rappers out there
But I mean,
talking
they
smack
included
about him.
him in songs, though. You
Yeah,
know. But I
but
mean, they didn't come for him, but they normally include them.
yeah, but every other president that, I mean, because every other president was a white dude, people felt fine, saying that, but no one wanted to say that about Obama. Okay, this guy did that, but this guy's dead. So basically, when people are dead and gone, you let stuff go. I don't understand why she got into that whole thing. I made a whole joke out of it. And this is the thing that sometimes we need to. That's how you turn off people that you could have otherwise brought over to your side. You know, by like kicking someone when they're down, when they're literally dead, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna give you a couple kicks right now. So, and I don't know what the hell she knows about hip hop or anything like that. So. Brian Quick says he wants to know how many tons of TNT is a juju bomb, Walter.
Juju bomb?
Yeah, didn't you
I
say something about
did
juju
I
bomb?
say juju? I mean, there's bad juju, but that doesn't have anything to do with juju bomb,
Yeah,
like in Yiddish juju.
I
I
thought.
mean, I
Okay,
don't
you didn't
know.
say juju bomb.
No, I did not know. But Red Bear says, I believe the Jericho 3 payload. Jericho's the Israeli nuclear missile thing. 1,000 kilograms, good for about 5,000 kilometers.
These
So,
guys think about that stuff. I'm
well,
thinking about it.
there is the interweb now. All you gotta do is type it in, and you can get it.
Yeah. Um.
Used to, in the old days, you had to go to the library and get a book.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
the book is in the palm of your hand, and it ain't the good book. So, um, but anyways,
Yeah. Len Holt says that competitive New York media. I guess he's talking about the what I was just talking about. I guess that's why
yeah,
they got into that whole thing. Sometimes, you know what? If you don't know anything about certain things, you should probably just
yeah,
stay out of it. And probably a good time when someone dies and they're no longer in the game, just let it go.
But I
They're
want
not
to
here
kind of
anymore.
caveat with something really quick about
Sure.
when people die.
Hmm.
So anyone that knows me and they're watching this, just listen really quick. Like, it seems when people die,
Hmm.
that's when everyone wants to praise them and say how much they appreciate them.
Right.
Like, can you just appreciate people when they're alive? You know
True.
that term, like, give them their flowers, or hey, he's done so much in the community. I mean, why do you have to wait until someone dies to praise all the good things that they're doing? So yeah, for me, just do it while I'm alive, please.
I think it's human nature. It's human nature, right? Because it's a common emotion, and so we're all thinking about it. So, for example, in that, I'm not trying to bring up that situation again, but since that's the most recent thing that happened, you'll see that there's a bunch of people commenting about it, even rival rappers and all that kind of stuff, and all of a sudden they love each other. You know why? Because he's dead, they're alive. Everybody's talking about that. Let me get a piece let me get a piece of that fame. Let me ride that wave.
Yeah, there's a lot of people say, "Oh man, well he's out of the way now, right?"
Yeah. Yeah. So now it's like easy to love or whatever. I carried my revolver in single action. Said rappers were praising Trump for years. So what happened? I know plenty of songs with Trump's name in it. That's also true.
Well, when Trump was private guy and he's balling, because everybody wants to be like Trump, he's got the gold faucets and the helicopter and all that. And now he's a president. He's like arch enemy number one. So
yeah, but okay. So let me ask you this question: why did everyone love Trump?
Money, honey, money. MOYNE.
Yeah, but why though? Why?
Because he's balling.
Yeah, but that is the American dream, isn't it? Right? So what was he doing wrong? He was living the American dream. And so these guys were 100% happy with that.
Until you're on until the R gets behind your name, and then you're like Satan. So hey.
Now I'm not saying the American dream for me is having a golden toilet.
I'd rather just have a solid hunk of gold. I don't need to have a toilet, but
let me think about this. Let me evaluate my position on this before I make I actually might like a golden toilet.
At least a golden toilet
never
seat.
Mind.
A golden toilet seat.
Yeah, who here would like to have a golden toilet just once? Yes.
If I could afford it, what the heck?
Come on, Skip. You know you want a golden toilet.
I mean, look it's like he shouldn't have a house with 30 rooms in it. Can he afford the house with 30 rooms in it? Can he afford to put the power on and turn the lights on and water the grass? If he can, more power to him.
Yeah, whether or not it's a good idea is no one's business.
It's not your point.
The golden toilet be cold? Like the seat's gonna be cold.
Well, that probably would be true. Yeah.
I mean, you guys really don't sit down much. Never mind. You do.
Now, hold on a second. When
I sit down, I don't want to sit on a cold seat.
Yeah.
Come on.
But listen, if you're gonna have a golden toilet, it's gonna be warmed up.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah. And someone's.
Oh man, you could have a servant come in and warm it for you before you sit down.
True. True indeed. So Kiaski says a golden bidet might be better. Yes, my golden toilet would also have the bidet action. But the bidet, if you don't know, that's the water that jets up your patukas.
Yeah, up the
ricker. Cleans it off. That water will also be warm. So then And if you're worried about warmth, you could just put some fur lining around your golden.
Oh,
not a good idea. Probably not. Like if you get
you're
messy.
Like, okay, too much.
But let me tell you, if I had a golden toilet, I would be doing like so many videos from my golden toilet.
From the throne.
Yes, from the throne, exactly. So I don't, what I should not say.
My point is, so what if you can afford 30 cars and a 500-room house, more power to you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's somehow, I'm not.
To each his
own.
I
might not. That's somebody's got to clean that house. Somebody's got to cut the grass. Somebody's got to change oil in all those cars. So your people are,
Listen, I think that Trump and lots of people in this position. I think that because he was running a business, he was employing a lot of people, and Trump, the organization, is still employing a lot of people. So what you do with your money is up to you.
Right.
Right? Yeah. You're out there doing your thing. You're employing people. You're a producer in the society. You gotta, you're consuming a little bit, and you want golden toilets. You want to
someone's got to make that toilet.
Yeah, you want to get Russian mail order brides. It's all good.
Hey. Someone's got to ship them things in.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
I wanted to ask you guys something really quick. I don't know if it's totally changing the subject.
No, that's fine. We probably need to change the subject.
Yeah, they want to hear about my trip tonight.
Oh, yes.
Sure. I wanted to ask you guys, have you talked about marijuana in Florida on your show?
Have we talked about marijuana in Florida? A little bit. Not
really. So let me change. Not necessarily just about Florida, but how when you're purchasing a firearm, you have to say that you're not using it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do have medical marijuana abilities, right? When they go to the store to purchase a firearm, are they having to say that they do not use it in
It's
order
still
to
on
be
the 4473.
Yeah.
So they have to say that they're not using it in order to purchase?
Well,
It
I
doesn't
don't know.
ask
I
that
can't remember.
question. It just asks it whether or not you're using. So technically, if
Right.
you are using and you lie, that is something that can be used against you.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
do we need to we shouldn't have that. Why the hell is that question even there?
Yeah.
I don't really know what the hell that has to do with anything.
Because, I mean, since that's federal and, you know, Florida has their thing, I haven't seen anything come out in regards to guidance from Florida because it's not, it doesn't make you ineligible, you know, in terms of if you're able to get a concealed license. But I think it's something that they probably need to kick out guidance about.
Well, you got the state of Florida, then you got federal.
Yeah, that's a federal. That form is federal.
Yeah, that's federal. So, and you know,
why the hell do we even have that form?
Well, the form's not going to go away. I can tell you that right now. So, but, okay.
But the thing is, you know, what I'm trying to say is, so in Florida, they can still get a concealed license, but they cannot go purchase a gun.
Yes, they can, but when with that question now, is it mandatory? That's a mandatory to answer question, isn't it?
Yeah.
You have to. You can't opt out of the question.
Yeah. No. So technically, if you lie, see, this is the problem with all these crazy laws, because if you lie there, they could use that against you later on.
Yeah.
And this is the problem with the crazy laws that we have that we need to simplify. But I kind of agree with Walter. We're not getting any of this crap simplified anytime soon.
Nope. The only way that 4473 will change is if the federal government takes marijuana off their, you know, the list of bad stuff, and then they'll have to change it. But I don't see that happen anytime soon. And one by one, the states are legalizing or whatever. So it's this catch-22 thing, you know. It's like
at some point here, we should probably deal with it. You know what I think one of the problems. So for us being gun guys, there are people out there that do want to deal with this situation permanently in America. I'm fine with that. But I think a lot of times they don't necessarily support us, so we don't want to support them, and all that goes back and forward. Nothing gets done.
The ones that are for legalization are not for your right to own a gun. Most of them. I mean, even though they're for all these drug rights, they want to be able to smoke their weed and do whatever they want, and they guns, man, you know, guns, man. Oh, they kill people. It's like, you know, it's like, well, wait a minute, hang on a second here. You're all for all these freedoms and rights, but, you know, oh no, you know, firearms.
People kill people. People kill people.
And the money. Another thing, you gotta look at the money. The money behind Florida's legalization is being pushed by people that are in the law business, and I have a feeling it's such a racket, you know. If they're going to legalize it, legalize it. I don't want medical marijuana. I don't want all this crap. Just legalize it. Make it legal. Boom.
Yeah. But I just feel like there's not really many. I haven't really heard anyone in the gun community talking about it. But I mean, that's serious because there's a lot of people who, I mean, even veterans who are able to use medical marijuana. But does that mean that they can't go out and legally purchase a firearm?
Technically, yes.
Yeah.
There's no exception.
Yeah, and we have talked about this. For example, I'm not saying it because I expect you to know that, but we've talked about it several times. One of the biggest times that we talked about it here on the podcast is with what happened to FPS Russia, because unfortunately, you know, my understanding of the story, I don't know it from him, is that someone very close to him is sick, and he is in Georgia. He was getting the CBD stuff. He got busted picking one of those things up. He lost the guns, and they permanently went in and took his gun rights away from him in Georgia, because it's kind of like the same situation there, and that's batshit crazy.
Yeah.
You know, even if it was him, all that kind of stuff doesn't really matter. Like, why is that an effect when people could drink, they can smoke cigarettes? You know, you can do lots of other things that are dangerous, and let's not forget that the legal prescriptions that are out there nowadays are worse.
Yeah. But nevertheless, that's the law. So until that changes,
Yeah.
So
those are the kind of things that we need to fix, but we don't actually fix things with everything that's going on, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we don't fix.
Maybe the NRA can help.
Not the FUD patrol is not going to be for legalization.
Yeah.
You're like, Skip, no, not right now.
Yeah, I don't think they don't even want to get into that.
Marion Hammer, the cat lady, is not going to be for legalization.
Yeah,
I can tell you that right now.
Yeah,
unless it's cancer in her cat, she's not going to be for legalization. So.
Yeah. I think that's it. That is an interesting issue, but there's a whole bunch of laws that are in effect in America, including gun laws, that do not need to be in effect, and we should simplify all laws, and definitely like that form. It has a lot of crap on it, so.
Yeah, and it seems like every so many years it gets worse.
Yeah.
And then the instruction sheets attached to it get longer, and it's like, it's just.
Yeah. So Kiaski is telling us what's on the form because he's reading it. He says, it says this is according to him, which I believe him. The use of possession. We deal with this form all the time. The use of possession of marijuana remains unlawful under federal law, regardless of whether it has been it has been legalized, decriminalized, or for medical or recreational purposes in the state where you reside.
And until the federal government takes it off their list of stuff, it's going to remain that way.
Yeah. And
so then I guess if you're going to get your medical marijuana card, just go buy your guns first. And
I didn't say that.
Well, no, because you can't purchase guns, but if you can have a concealed carry card in Florida, then that means that you can conceal carry. You just can't go buy a new gun.
Concealed carry is not just for firearms either.
Yeah.
Nope.
So.
No, it isn't. But you know what? The thing is, we obviously realize this, but most people in America don't realize that politicians aren't doing shit. Nancy Pelosi right now is not doing anything, but when Republicans had the House, they had Senate and the House, they didn't do anything either. They had the House, they had the Senate.
They're scared of their shadow.
Yeah, they didn't do anything, and there's lots of things that they could have done, but they didn't do it. And now we're kind of in this position where everything's a little bit in the middle. But even if things swing the other way and they get the Senate and they get the White House, they're still not really going to do anything. And definitely they won't do anything good. They're going to add more crap for us to have to deal with. It's kind of like what went on with healthcare, right? They didn't make it better. They made it worse. Yeah. So now we're still here all these years. That was under the Obama administration. We're all these years in. We can't even really fix that thing, and we can't deal with it. And there's lots of people that are worse off because of what they did, and they just made everything more complicated. And we're probably never going to fix it. We're going to keep piling crap on top of that. Just like the same thing with immigration.
The pile gets higher.
Yeah. So.
All right. So you want to hear about Knob Creek?
Yeah. Let's do Knob Creek. Tell us.
Because people were asking about that.
Yes. Okay.
Knob Creek is, for anybody that doesn't know, Knob Creek machine gun shoot twice a year in West Point, Kentucky. Been going on forever, I think since the 80s. I've been going up there since 2000, 2001, something like that, yeah.
Is that BC or?
Yeah, I was doing it with the Egyptians. We were shooting like an Egyptian.
I had to get him.
No.
Him on that one.
Yes, since early times.
Yeah.
Big gun show, big machine gun shoot. We have vendor space, so I go up there to sell things. We started the trip off, left from Florida here. We're driving up 75 out near Plant City, and I see this billboard that says it's for a radio station called Boss Hog Radio.
Oh, really?
And it says no rap, no crap.
Oh boy.
It's a country station. It's like an old school country station. So they play the older country stuff and everything. We listened to it for a while. It's cool. No worries.
Okay.
So that was the first one, Boss Hog Radio.
Yeah. So you saw Boss Hog Radio. You tuned right on into that.
Oh, we listened to it. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
just like I said, I just thought the billboard had this picture of this hog on, kind of not quite like the front boar, but same idea. What else? Show went all right. Sold a bunch of stuff. It was kind of attendance was down. It didn't seem like there was many people there. I judge it by this, and this might sound weird. Was you go to use the bathroom, there's no line to wait to go to the potty when it's busy, when it should be busy, and normally there is, and there wasn't. So, but we still did all right. Sold things. Didn't see quite as many people that you normally see, like regular folks that show up.
There weren't any Strangerholics showing up over there. Did you?
I had a couple people that watched the podcast stop by, said they're fans. They watch. Yes, I did. Without a doubt.
Good.
And that's kind of normal. I always get some people come by and always positive. Say they like the show. They're not real. Some of them are not real fans of the jazz hands things, but
tell them I said who cares.
I said, oh well.
The more you complain about the jazz hands, the more we're gonna.
The more you're gonna jazz hand.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like being told what to do. So no one came over there to say, I hate that Hank Strange guy.
No, nobody. No haters.
Yeah. Okay.
Very rare. I mean, usually the folks at the show are you run into some really nice people. Every once in a while you get some grumpy old fart, but I just ignore them.
Yeah.
But
and then you wipe the mirror off and come out of the bath. I'm just kidding.
Well, I close my nose when they go by because someone smell like this. Anyways, need to take a good shower. What else going on? Okay, the exciting part coming coming back down the interstate in Tampa as we're driving back home Sunday. We see this custom 57 Chevy looking car. I see it and I call. I say, Will, check that car out. We see it. As we turn off to go to the airport, they go across the causeway. Somehow he got ahead of us. And there was some traffic on the causeway on the one end of the beach. There was some event going on, and as we get onto the Clearwater side, we're driving along, and Will goes, "There's sparks coming out from underneath that car." And I look, and I could smell gasoline.
Oh crap!
The dude's gas tank fell down and was dragging on the road, sparking with gas leaking.
Whoa!
And I'm like, "Holy crap! This thing's gonna catch."
Yeah,
it's going to be like
if he's half empty or something like that, and he has the.
I don't know what it was. So finally, some people were passing him, and then finally somebody got next to him, and kind of told him to stop, and he pulled. Instead of pulling off the side of the road, he
couldn't hear the gas tank dragging on the highway.
I don't know. Maybe he was listening to Boss Hog Radio. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe some Waylon Jennings was on or something.
Country music will kill you every time.
Yeah, every time. Yeah. Maybe he was doing the Devils down in Georgia with Charlie Daniels.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he gets out and he's like, if your car is leaking gas and you're stopped in the middle of the road, what are you going to do? You want to try to get the car off the side of the road, right? And he's just looking at it. He had no clue. He's like one of these. He obviously didn't build a car. He didn't, he's
but
not
was it a nice car? Like it was.
Oh, it was a cool looking custom car. Yeah. So we said. I'm yelling at the guy, put it in neutral. And so we get out and we're, me, Will, and my son and two other guys got out of their cars, stopped all the traffic, and we pushed him off the side of the road. And as we're pushing him off, the gas tank finally dropped all the way out. Bonk. Right on the gas all over the road. It could have caught fire on us too, But,
yeah, that's what I was going to say. What are you doing pushing that thing?
Well, you got to do your good turn, man. You got to get it out of the road.
I hope you wrote me into the will, man. I hope that I'm written into the will.
So then
I hope Will and everybody else knows that I get all the machine guns.
We're pushing the guy off the road, right? And I'm telling that, and he's like, his car is heading right for the steel guardrail as we're pushing it. I said, turn the wheel. It's one of these people. It's like he's clueless.
Was this an old dude or a younger?
No,
person?
This was somebody probably my age or less.
Okay.
Between your age and my age, probably, right?
Okay.
But he had no freaking clue. Man, he was
somewhere between 47 and 1,047.
Yes, correct. So,
I was waiting on that one.
So my response was, I told the other guy that stopped, I said, "You can't fix stupid."
True, so true.
I mean, so that's a prime example of when people get in a weird situation. Some of them they just get into this
They
like
shut down.
right.
Yeah.
You know, instead of adapting and overcoming and turn the wheel so you don't run the front end of your pretty car into the guardrail. You know,
not everyone handles stress well.
I jumped out of the car. I had my when I'm driving a lot of times long distance, I take my shoes off. I just hop out of the car with my shoes off and start pushing the thing. You know, it's like.
Yeah, you got Flintstone feet anyway. So. Okay. Okay, I'm just teasing you. Yeah, okay. That's crazy. You would think that because what was it, a 57 Chevy?
It was like a 57 Chevy that was lowered and it was all painted, you know, all nice and everything.
That's some serious money. You got to think about
it. It wasn't like a classic like 57 FUD kind of car. It was like customized and everything.
Resto modded.
Yeah. So it was an expensive car, man. The gas tank that fell out looked like brand new. So
somebody didn't put that thing in properly.
Didn't tie it down. Maybe we can ask Tyven about that. Tyven had that happen down here in Florida too. So
well, that's
that rusted out and fell out on Tyven's car.
That's a whole other story. That's a whole other story.
But so that was the excitement of the last 10 minutes of the trip. So okay. The rest of the time it was pretty calm. No major incidents. So I guess we're lucky.
Yeah. No, that's a good thing that you guys are okay. You know, it's. I'm not saying people shouldn't help other people, but you don't want to help people and get into more trouble. You got to try to do that safely.
But it's always interesting when you stop and when something like that happens and people get out. It was a diverse group of people to help push the car off. So everybody kind of just gets their shit together and gets things done. You know.
Yeah, that's what separates the men from the mice, right?
Right. Yes, it does.
Yes. He's going to show us an old gun.
Well, okay, this is that 88 commission rifle that I bought.
Look at that. Oh, nice.
So,
what's in the stock right there? Is that like a loop? What is that?
Well, there's a number 60 that was painted on it at some point.
Okay.
I believe this came from Turkey actually.
Oh.
Because there's some Arabic writing on the sight. On the top, and everything else is in English or Western type writing, but yeah, it's definitely an antique, made in 1890. If you can probably see that, the light's not good enough in here.
Yeah, I don't know that.
But anyways,
that.
Yeah, that was the one.
Does it have a place for a bayonet front?
It does.
Oh, okay.
At the very end there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've got to acquire the proper bayonet, but yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's old, it's crusty, but I've had a few of them over the years, but I always got rid of them. So, figure I'd get another one just for fun.
Yeah.
Hank, you just passed up that perfectly good joke.
What? Which one? Sorry, I was
old
looking
and crusty.
At the gun. Yeah.
I know the old and crusty part.
You can go ahead and hit him with it. He's not. He's gonna prefer that joke from you than me.
Just remember, what comes around goes around. So.
I get it enough from my husband. He's like a class A shit talker.
Oh, really?
Well, my thing is if you start to talk it, you better be able to take it.
Yes.
If you're thin skinned and you can't take it, don't start it.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
true.
Yeah.
No. I think we all make fun of each other. I was talking to Babyface.
Yeah.
We're always going at each other. So you know what? Like I put up the video, and I don't even remember what gun it was. It was in that video. Lola probably knows. But there's a video that. Do you remember when Babyface was on the range with Neckbone, and I did a test to see how Neckbone is doing by barking at him?
Oh, that was on the Osprey defense.
Yeah. Oh,
video.
The Osprey defense. Yeah. So. Yeah, so we were just talking about that, because I skipped. So what happened, Skip, is that his dog, Neckbone kind of injured himself, and he was kind of out of commission for a while. So this was, I think, his first time back on the range hanging out with us. And he was doing okay, so I decided I was going to do the bark test because usually he barks at me, So I'm like, I'm going to bark at him, chase him, see how it is. Babyface was not amused.
How did he react?
Well, Patrick was like, oh, that's new. And then he walked away. He says he doesn't even remember saying that to me, which I don't remember it either. I saw it when I was editing the video.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Patrick looks mad here, which he says he wasn't. But we mess with each other like that all the time.
Yeah.
You know, and if you see that part, you see Walter saying, "Damn it, why you messing with this dog?"
Oh, yeah.
You know, and that's how we carry on all the time. I think, we mess with each other constantly, so it's healthy.
Yeah.
I think it's healthy.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
yeah, and you're used to that, right? You're in the Army. You're training a lot of dudes, like you said, in the Army, as well as the women in the Army. So.
I am in the Air Force.
Oh, I'm sorry, Air Force.
Uh-oh.
Air Force. My bad.
It's okay.
Smack. Smack.
I'm like,
right
oh
there.
my god.
Air Force. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes. Collusion.
Oh yeah, I'm totally used to it, and
Yeah.
plus my
It's
career
the Air
field-
Force. You know what? I forgot. Yeah, the people in the Air Force don't mess with anyone. They don't mess around with each other. They're little saints.
You're so nice.
There's an Air Force joke in there that I don't know, so someone has to tell us the Air Force joke. And then
They're just gonna say cheer force.
yeah, tell us if you have good like Air Force jokes. You know.
Oh God, you're gonna get them started. This is like Ford and Chevy thing
Let's see.
here.
Yeah, let's see if we can get
AR and AK thing here. You're gonna
Yeah.
get them wound up here.
Well, you know good jokes from other branches, right? Right, Avery? I'm sure you see this all the time.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the jokes are just like mean jokes though.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh. You think it's mean? You don't have your like Army jokes, Navy jokes, Marine jokes, ready?
Adam Smith 86 says Air Force is for intelligent people.
Oh, so let's guess. That's when he was in the Air Force then.
I think really for the funniest joke is like when the Marines like crayons, and then I went into someone's office and he literally had like a 72 pack of crayons. He was a Marine, and I'm like,
They embrace that. Yeah, they embrace that. Brian Quick says we don't call them air fairies for nothing.
Air Force.
And
but when it comes to other services and they come onto our installations, like they're like, oh my God, like look at this, look at that, like you guys have it made so good, and I'm like, I'm not gonna complain about that.
oh, so the other branches are jealous of the Air Force? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not gonna say they're jealous.
Yeah, they are jealous. Tim,
I'm gonna go to work tomorrow and get jumped.
Let me just take a guess here, and you can just wink or McDill.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Well, McDill's where, if anybody doesn't know, that's where Central Command is, and SOCOM and all that stuff. So there's a little more money at McDill than there is at probably the average bear. So sometimes.
But I think that they kind of hoard their money within their commands, because this was the first base that I actually went to when I had to pay for a class at the gym, and I was like, what do you mean I had to pay to go to spin class on base? And they're like, oh yeah.
Oh,
so here
really?
it's different. And other bases that I've been to, we have several gyms. Not bragging, but
Right.
but McDill, they only have one gym.
They got 2 golf courses though, don't they? Or
holy
one?
crap. There's golf courses on there?
Oh, there's a golf course in McDill. Yeah, there's always been a golf course out there.
Okay.
And it's nice, and it has a gator.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, every
Yeah,
golf
yeah,
course in Florida.
And
Yeah, has a gator somewhere. Got some
Yeah, that's
snakes
true.
and some other stuff up in there. You know what? Tim Not Tim says, do the dogs have some type of hair protection on your range? That would be a negative, because they're not gonna keep.
All
hair
right, let me
protection.
tell you this. Hank's dog runs toward the shooting,
Yeah, he's crazy.
and Buckshot not so much. He
He doesn't care.
he hangs back. When we brought my son's dog out there, she takes it for a little while, then she goes sits in the car. So yeah.
Our dogs don't care about that, but here's the thing I have to tell you. If you think that dogs are going to keep on air protection, it doesn't work like that.
I don't know how. I see people with them on their dogs, but I don't know how they keep them on.
That's not when shooting is going on. I have video of that, but I just don't want to. I don't ever put out that video because I don't want to make guys feel bad. That I'm talking about well-trained dogs that are out there, and the minute shooting starts, they take those things off, or if something happens, they take them off. So they're not human beings, and obviously there are some dogs that don't like shooting. So for me, we've got like 6 acres, and we have it sectioned off, and my dog comes to where we're shooting and cries.
Yeah.
If you look at the videos, you hear him carrying on because he wants to come in
Right.
when we're shooting, and he's found.
And then
ways
he
to-
runs up on the backstop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's like
whatever you're shooting at, he's going to go in that direction because he thinks you got something over there that he's supposed to bring back to you.
yeah.
You know, so and then he digs under the fence. He does stuff to come in, so he's not bothered by it. And he's old now. I think he's deaf, actually. And it's not because of the shooting, so let's not get into that conversation. He's just old.
Yeah.
You know. So there was something here that, let me see, who said this? Richard Hughes says, technically, the Air Force is illegal because it's not in the Constitution. What?
I definitely ain't joining the Army.
Yeah, if you can't tell from how she reacted to me saying that she was in the Army, that should just tell you everything. So let me see. Let's go to. There was some crazy news out there that I wanted to go to.
Oh yeah.
Some of which Walter alluded to. Here
I hadn't
earlier.
even seen that, so you put it up there.
Well, okay. Let's go to this one first. I don't know if I shared this with you guys or not. Here, I'm gonna pop it up on the screen. So, scientists create world's first patient-specific vascularized 3D printed heart. Did you guys hear about that?
I did see something briefly about it. Yes.
Yeah. Although pieces of heart tissue have been previously bioprinted, scientists have now succeeded in creating the world's first 3D printed vascularized heart to be made from a patient's own biological materials. It's an accomplishment that could pave the way for custom made-to-order replacement organs. What? So they used your own stuff. I think they used the fat cells to recreate this heart. But this was a rabbit one that they did, but they can do human ones, I guess.
Yeah, that way it's not rejected probably as readily. Yeah.
So would you like to? Yeah, would you like to get like a 3D printed heart up in there?
Well,
if it came down.
Yeah, choice. You're gonna die, or you're gonna get a 3D printed heart.
Yeah.
I'm like, open me up.
Yeah, slap
Get in there.
Yeah.
Get in my chest.
Yeah. The technology is really moving forward with that, man. Can you imagine what other organs and
yeah. Well, I always said that
accoutrements going to be 3D printed now.
But if they're just now saying it, think about the other things that they're already doing.
True.
Yeah, and the things that you don't know about.
Yeah. What are some of the things that you would like to have created for you with this technology? Can you think of anything offhand?
I ain't going there, man.
No, I'm not going there either. I'm asking you a question.
I always said instead of having it 3D created, once you figure out the whole gene thing and how to turn things off and on, you probably could turn on certain things to create different things and turn it off once it gets big enough for you, or large enough for your liking or whatever.
See, I wasn't even talking about that. Like, what I would like some wings. How about some wings?
I don't want no damn wings.
Some wings aren't bad.
What about when you?
That ain't natural.
I guess you could. I was gonna say, what about when you get on the plane? Like, what are you gonna do? But I guess you could fly somewhere, but it's gonna take too long to get there. You're like, I gotta stop down the street. I'm tired.
Yeah, you have to stop for some breaks, depending on where you're going. Okay, what can you think of something? Something not X-rated. What would you think? Like, how about a tail? Would you like to have a tail? No, you don't have a tail.
He said a tail.
What the hell would do with a tail?
Funny. In the chat, Lynn Holt said a brain.
A brain.
Can they 3D print some common sense and give you some common
That would
sense?
be great.
No. Yeah, but that's cool though. I think the technology is going forward like that. So.
I mean, okay, if you lose your foot in an accident, you get a new foot. You get a finger chopped off by accident, you get a new finger. I mean, I don't know. That's kind of important stuff, I guess.
Yeah. You know what I was watching? There's this movie, what is it? Repossession or Repo Man. There was this sci-fi movie, Repo Man, supposedly about the future that I think we're already living in the time. But so when you get these new parts, right, you have to pay for it. And if you don't pay for it, they come cut you open and take the parts out.
Repossess them?
Yeah. So I can see this happening now, man. What about eyes, Walter? Would you like to get like the eyes of a tiger?
A bionic eye?
Yeah. See in the dark
Well,
eyes. You down with some of that? No.
if you didn't have none, yeah, I mean, sure, why not?
Yeah. Armament and Axes gave us a couple of bucks. He says, you ain't mentioned my comments, but here's two anyway. Okay, what comments? What comments is he talking about? Let's see. Let's go back and look at some Armament and Axes.
Oh, speaking of, okay, you look for that. I'm going to mention something I heard on the radio the other day, that they're actually working on to do a complete head transplant.
A complete head yeah, didn't they already do that?
They've done they've done some animal stuff.
Yeah, they've done a face transplant.
Well, yeah, that, but they're talking about actually where they can actually reattach the spine and stuff, and it's like, ooh, man, that's some Frankenstein stuff
that's
there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I would like to have two backs. You know, like, how about that? How about two spines? How about like an extra stomach?
When one's full, you just switch it out.
Well, what are you gonna do with an extra? You like be like a cow. You want 5 stomachs or something, you know?
Yeah. You know what I was watching? There was this crazy movie. I think it's called Movie 43 or something. I'm gonna see if I could pull it up because you guys aren't gonna believe what was in Movie 43. Okay, first of all, did anyone ever see Movie 43? Do you know what I'm talking about? Okay, Movie 43 is a weird movie that has all these actors in it. And it has Hugh Jackman. And Hugh Jackman is in there. And in the movie, he has this weird... Okay, I'm going to find this so I can show you. So in the movie, there's like different skits in this movie, right? And one of the skits is that there's this really handsome guy, but he's not married and he's like wealthy and all this kind of stuff. And someone sets this woman up on a date with him. And when she goes on the date with him, he's Ball-Chinian. Do you know what that means?
He's what?
He's Ball-Chinian. So in other words, his right off of his chin is nutsack. And it's Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
It's Hugh Jackman. Look, I'm going to show it to you right now. I'm going to show it to you right now.
Well, so what's his tongue? When he opens his tongue, is it?
It's the funniest thing. Look, I'm throwing it up for the folks out there who don't believe me. There we go. There's Hugh Jackman.
Oh, I gotta wait a second.
Ball-Chinian, Movie 43.
Ball.
If you're listening to this on audio, you could go Google Movie 43 Hugh Jackman, and you could see him rocking a nutsack up there. Who out there would anyone voluntarily do that with this technology? Would you? I'm just curious.
There's always someone though.
If you want to be famous, if you want to be Insta famous, this could be a way to do it. No?
I think I'll pass.
No takers? No takers.
No,
Okay.
I think I'll pass.
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
Okay, Skip, do you have anything that you would do? Would you? Come on, you could tell us. Don't. No? No? Okay. All right. Walter?
Wise choice. Wise choice.
There's nothing that you would do, huh, Walter? Okay. Fine.
No, I don't need any extra appendages added on, or any tails or wings or.
Definitely don't want to tell.
No.
Yeah.
No, I got no.
Oh, it might be cool. It might be cool, like Avatar.
It'll be cool for like the first hour.
Yeah.
Like you'll be walking around the house like Kid and Lola with your tail.
Yeah. I'll be smacking lots of people around. That thing's not good. It's not gonna be fun. It's not gonna be a fun thing.
Okay. DCG44S says a new high for weirdness on the show.
Kieski says hard pass. Okay, fine. I'm gonna go to something else for all you people who can't handle it. Okay, so this is in Florida man news. So, man used squirt gun to shoot neighbor with his urine, says cops.
That's actually that's major infraction there when you do that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So this an irate. What is this in? Is it in the New York Post? An irate pea-brain Florida man filled up a squirt gun with his own urine and blasted a neighbor several times as she walked her dog and vowed to do it again. After he was nabbed, police said. Joel William Benjamin, 71, is facing misdemeanor battery charges after his Saturday arrest in an apartment complex in Gulfport, where he...
Oh, that's not far away from
I know,
here.
right? I was like, Gulfport, wait, I drive past this place. Where he spotted the unidentified woman walking her dog, approached the victim, and pulled out a water gun that contained his own urine. Wow.
Oh, dear.
See, now do you wish you had a tail, Skip? if someone tries to do that to you, you can use your tail and lash. You know, you're gonna have good balance after that.
You're right. You're right.
You
I think it's just easier to carry a gun.
know. Yeah. That's really crazy, man. That's one of those things that only you know what? Every single day here, we could find some stupid thing that someone did.
Yeah.
We're all Floridians. Every
Yeah,
day.
unfortunately, it's warm here, and people come here because it's warm,
Yeah.
and there's no taxes,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah. Ronald Hotboy says R. Kelly drive by.
God.
Oh boy. And Silverback. Hold on. Who is it? Okay. Adam Smith 86 says Florida is full of weird criminals.
Trannies and retired B-rated porn stars.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
wrong with that? Yeah.
That's pretty
We're
much.
Florida, baby. We are the
yeah.
melting pot. It's crazy. It's a crazy melting pot.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
We're very welcoming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we might shoot you with our own urine or something like that.
Oh,
Come on, squirt.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this now. It just came in my head. All these military people move down here and they never leave. Oh, that's what.
We are
Okay.
the weirdos.
Richard Hughes says, "I hope it wasn't a super soaker."
Oh God.
Yeah. No, but
Richard,
listen, that's not a nice thing to do, man. You don't.
No, that's
spit on
actually
people and
very-
You don't pee on them either.
That's
Unless they voluntarily, like if you're in a golden shower situation.
yeah, that's bodily fluids. You know, it's almost like a weapon, really.
Yeah.
Depending what diseases you have in your bodily fluids.
Now, pee
yeah.
is supposed to be really clean, right? That's like a survival.
Well, yeah. No,
Well,
your pee
you're
is
supposed to be the expert of this, Skip. I know you train some people.
your pee to your pee to you is clean, but your pee to somebody else is not clean.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, think about it, really. I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
So if you're in a survival situation, you shouldn't just gather all your pee and offer other people.
You're like, I want to have this person leave. Hey, here you go.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So I'm coming back onto the show Friday, right? So Lola said that it gets pretty wild on Friday nights.
Mm-hmm. What is this? This is not wild.
I'm like, so did we have a wild night tonight? Like,
Do we get crazier on Friday?
I don't think it's any worse than any other night. I mean, as long as we don't have somebody that talks. Well, we've had a couple shows where it's all been about the guest for 2 hours. But, and that, you know, that's not crazy sometimes. But anyway, so try to have some fun. You gotta have some fun. You know, who wants to talk about gun stuff all the time, really?
Yeah. Don't you have fun coming on the show?
Me?
yeah.
No, I'm talking to Avery. Yeah. Walter, I know where you're. Yeah.
Avery's Walter. Walter's Avery now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, did you have fun coming on the show or no?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is my second time, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We didn't get out of pocket, did we?
No.
No, Lola's laughing.
No,
So
actually,
Lola should come on too.
Oh no, Lola doesn't want to come on. Yeah, we could arrange it. We could arrange it. So, what are you saying? You don't want to hang out with me? You want to hang out with Lola? Okay, just like everybody else. Just want to hang out with Lola. Poor Hank Strange. I didn't shoot the woman with my urine and a squirt gun. That guy did it. It was
You're like,
on the
this
news.
time I didn't.
usually I'm the person that finds the weird news stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then they all go, "Where'd you find that at?" And it was right on Fox News, right on the freaking front of Fox News. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
But yeah, you know.
Yeah, Jake Delahome says Hank gets topless from time to time, but otherwise Friday nights are fine.
Topless.
Yeah, you don't want to see me.
We're gonna have a party this Friday night.
So yeah, you are coming on Friday. Walter, you're gonna be back here on Friday too?
Yes, I said I would, yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's gonna be fun. No holds barred on Friday. How about that, Avery? Any question you ask, we will answer.
Just remember, you get to ask back.
Yeah. Anything you want to know, we will answer. Hopefully. Okay, listen, let's wrap it up here. Walter, how can the people catch up with you? I know you posted some things from your trip, but not everything, right?
Yeah, I didn't do a whole lot. I always say I'm going to do it, and this time I didn't do a whole lot of it. I don't know what it was. Just
I was thinking, what the hell's going on with Walter? I'm not seeing a bunch of posts going up.
yeah.
Walter's
I guess
a little
I'm
burnt out.
Well, I guess I'm. I've only been there 2 times a year since 2000. So you do some math. Except the 2 times that it flooded and they didn't have no show.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't like, yay, let's take some video. I was like, okay, here we go, let's get this over with. No, it wasn't that bad really. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and I will promise I'll try to post some more stuff this week. I promise.
Yeah. See what happens when I'm not there to have fun with you. You know. No one's giving you stuff to post. No one's making crazy stuff for you to post.
This time around, sometimes some just interesting people walk through the show.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't a whole lot of that this time. There wasn't any really like, oh my God, look at that. What box did he crawl out of? Kind of thing. or what hollow did he come from? Well, he come down off the hill or something. But no, we didn't have too much of that this time. So. What was going on in in Louisville, that's on Saturday, was there they have an event where they have fireworks and an air show in Louisville, and that was going on Saturday. So I think that drew some of the crowd away from the machine gun shoot.
Okay.
So
okay,
because usually Saturday at the shoot is bring mom and the kids and granny to the machine gun shoot,
mm-hmm.
and there wasn't as much of that this time. So
okay, all right.
But
cool.
anyways, yeah. But stay tuned. We can post some stuff. We're working on stuff. One of my milling machines has decided to act up right now, so we're trying to get that fixed and everything. So
yeah. And on top of that, if you check out, let me see, I could probably, I'll pull it up here and show you guys. But on my thing, I have a video of Walter shooting a machine gun.
Oh yeah, the Osprey video is awesome with those rounds coming out at the camera, fired rounds.
Yeah.
And that was really interesting because you can see how that gas. I think you see the regulation. God, we're going on after 9 o'clock here.
Yeah, no, that's cool. There's still people in here. Mm-hmm.
How the gas system works, I think how it's self-regulating, because it doesn't always move in the same distance every time the different rounds are fired. So I found that interesting.
Yeah, here, look, I'm popping it up right now for anyone who wants to see. This is on Hank Strange on Instagram. If you want to see, that's Walter shooting full auto. I don't think you have to be on Instagram to see this stuff. You can just go look up Hank Strange Instagram. You probably will be able to see it. So, okay, lest we forget here, Avery, Skips Tactical. How can the people follow you, find out about all the different things that you're doing?
I am on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and not really active on Twitter, but I post there sometimes. And my handle is Skips Tactical Solutions. I have my own podcast, and it's called Skips Tactical Solutions as well. And the episodes come out every 2 weeks, and I've had some pretty interesting people on there. And I have to get Hank on my show.
Absolutely.
There you go.
I'm down. I'm down to come on. We can even get Walter to come on at some point here.
Oh yeah.
Walter be happy to go on, right, Walter?
Sure, I can do that.
Yeah. I saw you had Ava from Gun Funny on there last time.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was awesome. And I have a couple of kids that I've interviewed, and I will be releasing those episodes soon because I'm really big on getting kids trained. And I have American Gun Chick coming on soon.
Okay. Nice.
All right. Cool.
Okay. Nice. Cool. That's the show I want to come on. Oh, you only do one at a time, right? Just one at a time.
No, we could just have one big party.
Yeah, I want to come on with all the ladies. All the ladies.
But yeah, and I also have my YouTube channel, so I'm trying to grow my channel. And if you guys could head over to my channel and subscribe, I would appreciate it. And if you guys have any content that you want me to put out, let me know, and I will work on putting it out.
Yeah, also come shoot with us sometime. Let's make plans.
Oh, so yeah, I was going to ask you guys. So we have, once we say it on camera, we have to commit to it.
Yeah.
So we should all get together and do a range day.
Yeah, absolutely. We're down with that. We're cool with that, right, Walt?
Yep, sure.
Yeah. So.
Yes. Let's go shooting. Let's do it as soon as we can.
You're like, isn't that right, Walter?
Yeah.
Yes, Paul. I'll say that. Yes. Yes.
There you go. All right. Okay. So we're gonna wrap this up. We're out of here. Thanks to everyone for joining us. Good night to everyone. We will be back tomorrow, and make sure you follow Skips Tactical as well as Safety Harbor Firearms out there I'm going to drop the end. There we go. If you're not subscribed, subscribe right now. Ring the bell so you can be notified. Okay? Keep following us. We will be back. We are out of here. We will see you guys tomorrow, I think, from everyone, right? Any final words from everyone out there? I'm throwing up Skip's Tactical in here 2 times. But we're
Have a
out.
good night, guys.
Yep, we are out of here. Peace. See ya.
Peace.
All right, cool. That's cool.